Do it live. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly.
It's rolling right now. Fucking fuck, man.
How you want to start it?
It's weird because like we were just talking about it down in the water, and it was like we just gotta fucking. We were talking all kinds of shit like this. All talk this, that, talk that, and we're like, fuck it, let's just go because people need to fucking hear this shit, right? And
I think the funny part is we talk about doing more video and stuff like that. In like the previous height of our success, we hardly did any of it.
yeah,
And then after this could be labeled catastrophic event,
yeah,
now we're finally doing it.
yeah, and then, but then now that we press record, it's like it kind of sheds a little bit light on some of the other like podcasters or video vloggers and shit like that, man. Like this shit's fucking hard, man. But also the main reason why I guess I am forcing myself to get on here is because I don't want people to go through the shit that I've gone through.
Yeah.
And I'm mainly speaking on the shit that just is recently and still ongoing. So for whoever sees this video, until things are done and finalized, like I'm probably gonna be a little cryptic on some of the shit just because the legalities of things, but the people that caused this, if you see this video and you know who you are, fuck you. Fuck you and everything that you fucking say you stand on. Fuck you.
I'm with that.
No, 100%. Do you like, because the shit that's going on right now, it's if it hasn't already ruined lives, dude. It's ruined lives. Like, this is the type of shit people fucking commit suicide over. This is the type of shit that people go fucking berserk on.
Yeah, well, I guess with that, in my opinion, not that we're like implicated in it legally, but in real life, I feel like I'm implicated in it because I had clients, you had clients, so.
Well, like you heard the conversation I had on our way over here with one of my clients. Like, I almost started busting out in tears again.
Yeah.
No, like 100%. I have been a fucking mess. And I told him straight, I was like, I feel guilty. I feel so fucking guilty about this shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big betrayal from the company. But
I guess, I mean, that's why we're essentially fucking doing this right now. And why I want to do this is because we were talking in the water, right? Just how much we're like, man, we don't want to fucking, we're so good at a lot of things, and we think we want to do all this shit, right? And then when it happens, we're like, fuck this.
well, yeah, and it's like, as bad as anything might seem at the time, right? It could always get worse.
Yeah, I know, we were talking about that, and what did I say? I was like, dude, it can always fucking be worse.
It could always be worse.
And because, dude, what the fuck I'm going through right now, what you're going through right now, what some of our clients are going through right now, and we're going to continue to go through it. Like, I don't wish this on anyone.
Well, I guess if we take it and we look at it like, okay, this is fucked up, everything's going bad. Well, what if we flip it, right? We're not on the way down. We're just on the fucking way up, and we just hit a fucking roadblock.
Yeah, but that's and that's the thing too. And we were kind of talking about this, is that anything that you do in life, there's gonna be roadblocks. But this is like next level shit.
Well,
this is the type of shit that like, when I was even talking to buddy / client, like when you, and I'll talk about it in some of my other videos, is like, as I'm trying to go on the path of my being uber successful and trying to fucking strive for greatness and this and that. So you start doing the fucking self-help, fucking coaching, mentor fucking books and coaches and all those gurus or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Dude, it's like, or you start learning about hyper successful people and you start learning about their story. Like, they all talk about it, and it's like cool, and it doesn't really resonate or hit until you're fucking living it. Like, you're going through some of the shit and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, well, I think the problem with social media a lot of times is, by the time people have gotten big enough where they're on there and they're trending all the time, they're at that success point, and you don't get all the fucking behind the scenes access of all the fucking trials and fucking tribulations and the fucking shitty ass times and the fucking failures and shit, right? But if we say it fucking sucks, then it's gonna fucking suck, right? It's like I was telling you the story in the fucking rain in the military. It starts fucking pouring down rain, and you're fucking hiking or you're in the field, and it fucking sucks. You're like, fuck, man, it's starting to fucking rain. We're gonna be out here for fucking another 3 days. I'm fucking getting wet. Your fucking shirt's wet. Your boots are filling with water. And then that fucking first little drip of water runs down your fucking ass crack. And you're like, damn, I can't get any wetter than this now. I got water between my butt cheeks. I got water under my fucking balls. My feet are fucking soaked. All my shit is soaked. Well, when it first started raining, you're like, fuck, this sucks. I'm getting wet. Well, once you're totally wet, you can't get any fucking wetter. So, like, what I used to like look around. Okay, I'm fucking totally soaked. Everyone else has to be fucking totally soaked as well at this point, because we're all out here.
Fucking miserable.
And then I just look around and I'm like, look how miserable this fucking dude is. He's just as wet as I am, but he's choosing to be fucking miserable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go make that guy's life even more fucking miserable just by making him feel like shit, and he's either gonna fucking be like, you know what, you're right. It can't get any worse. It can only get better. I'm totally fucking soaked. I can't get any wetter. All I can do now is eventually get drier. Right? Yeah. He's either gonna buy into that, okay, it can only get better, or he's gonna tell himself somehow it can get worse. Granted, we went to sleep that night. He pulled out all his fucking sleeping gear, and it got worse. Because the motherfucker was sleeping in fucking 2 feet of water, and his shit was floating all over the place. But it's gonna get better. It fucking stopped raining. We changed our shit, right? We got dry clothes on, and everything was good. And then it fucking poured down rain again the next day, and here we are. But at the end of the day, we left the fucking field. We took a fucking hot shower. We drank some fucking cold beer. We went on fucking limo.
Right. It's with that whole saying of it never lasts.
Right. And then by the end of it, though, when we're sitting there fucking at the bar drinking beers, no one gave a shit that they were fucking soaking wet 3 days ago.
Right.
We laughed about it. Oh, man, that fucking sucked. But no one was upset about it after it happened. They were only upset about it in the moment. And then they were only upset about it until I came around and was like, you already have water in between your butt cheeks. Like, you're soaked. Quit being fucking pissed off about it. Let's just do whatever. We can't change anything now. So in our case, we can't fucking change anything. It's beyond our control.
Yeah.
We just, like we said, let's find out what we like to do. Let's fucking figure out what we really enjoy doing, and then let's fucking do it the way we fucking want to do it.
Yeah, and being very authentic of who we are. And I think that's what the message that you and I kind of, I think ultimately, like, as we were having that conversation of just being completely fucking lost, because been fucking lost, dude. Like,
well, I think we're trying to do. I mean, look at us now. We're in fucking flip flops. We were at the fucking swimming pool.
but what I will say,
But we're trying to fit a fucking square peg into the fucking round hole or whatever. That's just not what we're. That's not us. That's not what we're into.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about a little bit about, I guess, when we talk about now, whatever, we'll probably shed more light on like our background and shit like that. But I will say this, like earlier today, like all day today, I've been in a bad place, bad fucking place, and I was still kind of in that like like holy fucking mode, like fuck, I'm fucked. Like the world is crashing down. I'm like sick to my stomach, fucking just feel like I'm gonna fucking have a heart attack. Like almost can't breathe, and I'm like just want to fucking relieve it, right?
Yeah.
But and that I think this is where it comes into play. Like fucking talk about your shit. Talk about it with your buddies. Talk about it with people that you're going through it with. Because, dude, as soon as you mentioned the whole, like, the rain thing, did you, like, not see my fucking face? Like,
Yeah.
Because it...
Well, you've already experienced it, so you know it. You're like, oh, yeah.
It literally brought me back to some of those training in the field and even being fucking downrange of, like, completely, like, in the fucking suck. And as soon as you said that, dude, I was like, yeah, like, that shit sucks.
Yeah, well.
And shit can't get any fucking worse. But it will, and it can get worse, but it's a matter of what you make of it. I don't know, I kind of just went on a tangent, but...
But, I mean, that's kind of where we're at now, right? We're fucking soaked. Our fucking feet are soaked. We got water between our fucking ass cheeks. Like, it can only get fucking drier from here.
Fuck.
But, just like those Marines that I was working with, if you let them sit there in their fucking own misery, they're going to tell themselves it gets fucking worse. Sergeant Mike was like, what's up, you guys aren't friends anymore? This is, no, we're friends. But talking to you and our buddy, we'll leave his name out of it until he wants to get in on it, but, you know, you guys are kind of like downtrodden. I'm like, man, I don't know what to tell these guys to like fucking make them feel any better. Right? I'll check with them right now when they're ready. You know, we'll figure it out. You know, and
I think, and when you really think about it, that is the like worst shit. It's not having the fucking answers. Like literally having that realization. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Well, I think part of it is one, acknowledging that, and you've probably gone through this more than I have, right? Is you can't just isolate yourself though and be like, I'm fucked.
Even though that's what I want to do.
I know that's what you want to do, but you know, we're in the pool earlier drinking beer and making the best of it. But I was like, man, we used to do this all the time when times were good and we had a great time. Well, we can still do it. It doesn't necessarily change the fact that shit sucks, but I've like the camaraderie aspect of it.
Yeah.
You know, you help fucking snap the fuck out of it. Like we'll figure this shit out.
Yeah. I mean, I was still. Yeah. I needed that.
Yeah. Well, and
yeah.
From my perspective, though, it's hard to. And I feel like this is the way you are, is that's what you do. You go into your little fucking black hole and you
I internalize shit.
Woe is me, and I don't want to fucking deal with anybody or whatever.
No,
And it's like, I don't know necessarily how to snap you out of it sometimes. I'm like, all right, let's fucking hang out by the pool and fucking drink some beer, and we'll, like I said, we'll fucking cry it out, and then we'll get back after it.
Yeah. No, I 100% fucking internalize shit, and I keep things bottled the fuck up. And I will admit, dude, that was one of the probably the biggest downfalls to what ended my marriage over time. But also, it's like you can't nowadays, like with, let's just say females in general, like you can't as men, like, we can't fucking be vulnerable. It's been looked at and looked down on for so long.
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of like, I'm also like, fuck that.
Well, I just feel like in that case, they're more likely to judge you. But I was talking to my buddy Mark the other day. If you've seen this, Mark, you know who you are. I talk to him all the time, and we're in the Marine Corps together. I've known this guy since 2000. And I was telling him the other day, we're talking about like mentors and shit. And I feel like most people have like two types of friends. You get the friends that are like great to be around, whatever. If shit's fucking bad, they're gonna fucking be like, oh yeah, it sucks, fucking whatever, this, and that. Then you got other friends that they're like, shut the fuck up, get your shit together, right? You go to the people who you want sympathy for, like you know who those people are, and then you got other friends who you go to those people because you know they're not gonna give you fucking sympathy, they're gonna give you the fucking hard facts. But they're friends because, and that's why you're friends with them, because you know if I go talk to this guy, he's gonna tell me to shut the fuck up, fucking get back on the fucking horse and fucking get it together.
Yeah. And we need people like that. Like that's what I think we need. And it's funny because I do have this one friend, and he's not even fucking prior service or anything. But this is the most, like, one of the most realest motherfuckers I know. And dude, every time I start fucking feeling bad for myself or some shit like that, like especially with my marriage and shit, dude, as soon as I start fucking feeling like let's just call it for what it is, like start simping and shit.
Yeah, you just start feeling sorry for yourself.
I call him because I know he's gonna be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're fucking stupid. Like, fuck you. And that's who I call, because I know he's gonna give it to me straight. And because I'm not looking for sympathy, but I think it's in our nature to, like, when shit fucking is like imploding around us or we're feeling some type of way, I think it's natural to be like, you start fucking feeling, oh, fucking this guy that I met a couple days ago, he calls it the Eeyore syndrome.
Yeah.
You know, like,
or like Linus, you're just dragging your fucking blanket around, you know?
Yeah, and again, fuck that bullshit, because that doesn't do anything.
Well, again, I think there's a time, okay, well, let me go around the people who are going to fucking, you know, be my fellow Eeyores and my fucking Linuses, right? Okay, we'll fucking sob it out, and then afterwards, I'm going to go to the guy who's going to be like, shut the fuck up, get back to fucking work, it's not that fucking bad, do the shit you know you need to fucking do. All right, thank you. That's what I needed. I fucking cried it out a little bit. I'm done being a little bitch, right? You got like that. I was telling my other buddy this, like going to the gym. For people who can't get to the fucking gym, I would say, what are you doing at 5 o'clock in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, right? Oh, I'm so busy, I don't have fucking time. You're not doing jack shit at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Get the fuck up and go to the gym. Oh, well, I want to fucking sleep in. Well, then you don't want to go to the gym, right? There's that voice in your head, the alarm goes off, oh, I don't want to fucking go. Or you got the other voice in your head who's like, the same guy that told you to set the alarm and go to the fucking gym, you just let the one voice fucking talk you out of it. Well, the more you start getting up and fucking going, the little bitch voice goes away. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but I remember it's a different level, different mindset, because in the military, you're forced to do that shit, right? You're forced to.
Well, I'd say some of it's like you're under a little bit of duress, you know, because if you don't fucking show up, you're gonna get your fucking you're gonna get fucked up.
But what I want to say is, because I have been guilty of that these past few days, and with everything that's currently going on in my life right now, that this is pretty bad, a fucking catastrophic type shit, and dude, I'm it's fucking paralyzing.
Yeah, but as soon as you fucking get out there and get that first win, you're gonna be like, fuck, I let the bitch in me fucking win.
Right.
When you know it was in there to do it. I was doing something at the gym the other day. I said, I need to leave myself a fucking message that just says, Jason, this is you. You're fucking 42 years old. You're fucking weak. You're fucking soft. You're a fucking bitch. Go. You are in control and you can fucking save yourself. You just have to choose to fucking do it. And on these days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, or I fucking don't do it, I'm just gonna go listen to that fucking message of myself, telling myself that I'm a bitch. You know, it's kind of like my little inner David Goggins. Who's gonna carry the fucking boats? Just me saying, don't be a fucking bitch. Go fucking do what you're supposed to do. And I like to think eventually it'll fucking work out. But it'll never work out if you don't fucking do something.
Yeah. No. I 1000% fucking agree with that shit. I even think to myself sometimes, like, where I like try to justify shit, that justify the shit that I know I should be doing. I justify it in my own little fucking way of being like, think about all the shit that I've gone through, and or knowing what it takes to fucking get to that level that I want to be at, and the bitch voice comes in, and it's like, no, you're good, like, things will work out and this and that. But when it really boils down to it,
but they're not working out.
Fuck you. Like, it doesn't,
right.
Like, you can justify shit all you want, and I think it's accountability for, because nobody's gonna fucking change you unless you change you.
Well, you're the easiest person to lie to.
Right.
You can lie to yourself all day long.
That's what I'm saying.
And
like,
you accept your own bullshit.
Right.
But
and I've been doing that probably, I don't know.
It's just self-sabotage, right? There's something in you that tells you don't deserve it or
right.
whatever, then you fucking self-sabotage it. But like we said, right? If you're, I think before we had a goal in mind, and we're like, okay, well, to get to this goal, I'm gonna put myself in this fucking mold. I'm gonna fucking march around and do this and that, and I'm gonna get to this goal. Well, the problem is, along the way, we loved the outcome. We didn't love the work that created the outcome.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like just going through the motion. So you're never going to be great at it, like I talked about. But if you're doing what you love, then you can be great at it, because, like I was saying, in real estate, there's agents out there, they don't fucking love real estate. They'll never be fucking great at it because they don't want to do the hard shit. When there's another agent who loves it, who's going to get up on the fucking, off day and do the work. There's an agent who's going to fucking put in the fucking late hours, while you're like, oh, I don't really love it. It's working out. It's good enough. Well, that's, your results are going to just be good enough. They'll never be great.
Right.
They're just going to be good enough.
Yeah. And that's what ultimately us as human beings prevents us from actually reaching greatness. Because it's a double-edged sword, because you don't know until you fucking try, or you take a risk, or that leap of faith, and this and that. And
well, I was talking to this guy today. He came into the office, and he saw a Facebook post or something. We had a mural painted on the building. He came in and he was asking, what do you like enjoy doing? I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I was in the military for fucking 21 years. In my case, I didn't have time to figure out like what I like doing. I told myself I liked the military enough to keep doing that, but that's not something I would want to like spend the rest of my life fucking doing. So I was like, when I got out, I was being a fucking surveyor. I was gonna do this. I was gonna get my fucking pilot's license. I was gonna try to go to fucking law school. I was gonna try to get a mechanical engineering degree. All this shit, right? Like, you try doing t-shirts and all these other things, and it's like, okay, maybe I like this. Maybe I don't like it. I'm gonna fucking try it out, but I don't feel like it necessarily works, because along the way you're figuring it out. Well, you got to make money. You got to do all these other things to support your life. It's like, well, you don't always have time to figure out what that is. Well, maybe we just take the time to figure out what that is, and then just do it and be authentic. And it's either gonna fucking work or it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking tell you how many times, how many fucking different jobs or different career paths that I was trying to go on, just thinking that, oh, I like that shit, or I think I love it, I do it. I get to a certain point. I've always been pretty good at like put my mind to something and I'm gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And or I think that that's what I want to do and I'm gonna go fucking do it. And then lo and behold, I fucking hate it.
Well, I think, the military, again, talking to this guy today, he was like, oh yeah, but the discipline from the military and all that, like, probably helps you out. I was like, well, it makes you good enough. I can get by. I'm disciplined where if I had a job, I can figure out what needs to be done. I can show up on time. I can do my job. But there's nothing in the military that taught me to love it, whatever I'm doing. You know what I mean? So I'll be good at it, but I'll never be great because I don't fucking love what I'm doing. I don't want to do this on the weekend, right? It's like people that say people that love what they do never work a day in their life.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't fucking love what I do. I'm just unfortunately good at it.
Yeah.
So I just keep doing it. I feel like if I do what I love, I might be good at it, but will it pay the bills? Will it do all this? I don't know. I'll probably be really happy doing it. But do I have the discipline and the ability to do it long enough to where it works out?
But I think that's what is the saying? Paralysis by analysis. Like
Yeah.
The whole thing of.
I think you self-sabotage that way too.
Right, because you know what it's, or you have an idea of what it's going to take to do certain things, so you end up doing something else. Because I've always shit changed when I had kids. When I started my first child, and I was like, this is different, right?
Yeah.
So along those years, up until now, it's kind of like I've had to do things that I know is going to provide.
Yeah. I think the bad part about the military is you spend so much time being good at things you don't like doing.
Well, I mean,
so now
we did in the fucking military. I actually, when it was good, I loved it.
When it was good, you loved it. But even when it's not good, like how about fucking training in the rain or going on a fucking hike?
Dude,
no one likes that. I don't know one person that's done a 25-mile hike and was like, I thoroughly enjoyed every step of that hike. There's no fucking way.
I mean,
Are we good at it? Because we did it, of course. But now that we're out of the military, and again, we're not under duress to continue doing it, we hit these roadblocks of like, okay, this is kind of hard. I don't really like this. I don't have anyone telling me I have to keep doing it, except for myself. So we stop doing it. We get a little resistance on something we don't like. And we're like, oh, fuck it. I don't want to do this. When maybe that's the one thing that pushes you over the threshold. All right, maybe I should have got up early and called that client. Maybe I should have fucking got up on Saturday and went to the office. Maybe I should have spent the extra time to do this or do that. But we're like, oh, it's going to go to the gym. Oh, it's 5:30. I'll sleep in. Next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock. You're like, fuck, I should have went to the gym. But you didn't go.
Yeah. Do you think that that's kind of like with the situation that we're facing right now? Do you think that this is kind of a roadblock too to kind of prevent it or self-sabotage ourselves to thinking that we don't...
What had happened?
Yeah, like...
No, I don't think it's a roadblock. I actually think it's a propellant.
Yeah, well, yeah. I see that, yeah. Because I made a video the other day of like...
Look at it this way.
It's experiences.
All this happened, right? Now we can look at it and say, oh my God, this is a warning sign to fucking don't do this, or don't try anything new, or don't maybe get out of your comfort zone. Or we can say, okay, great. I just learned from this experience, so now I can pick up the pace because I know the obstacles that are in the way. I know how to navigate them. I know how to like duck and dodge and get around them.
Mm.
Right? Some people say, oh my God, this happened. I'll never do anything like that again. Will I ever do anything like that again? Probably not. Unless I'm doing like more on my terms, and I know all the things to look for now, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
before there were warning signs,
it's about what you can control.
I guess we got duped, right? We kind of had the warning signs, but we disregarded them. We got duped. Fuck it. That is what it is. Well, so now, but it's no excuse not to keep trying.
Oh yeah, but to caveat on that, the client that I was just talking to, because he's been duped before, and like we talked about. And you and I talked about this today. and just like wrapping it around our heads, like, dude, there was highly successful people and professionals that vouch for this shit.
Yeah.
And my buddy / client was like, dude, after the fact, you can easily go back and be like, I should have seen the signs. I should have seen that. I should have, like, everybody can do that after the fact.
Right.
But, I mean, let's just call it for what it is, dude. Like, we got fucked. Like, we got taken advantage of, like...
Well, that's what I was telling my wife. She was like, why didn't you do this? I said, I fucking looked up every property on the collateral sheet. I talked to all these people. We went to New Orleans, talked to the fucking charitable LLC guy, talked to the accountant, talked to this guy, talked to all these people that said, oh, I hired some guy to verify all this. So, am I pissed that we got duped? I am. But to their credit, they put on a really good fucking scheme. Because so many fucking people, no one picked up on this. All the fucking warning signs of the mismanagement and all that, but it got everybody.
But again, that was also my thing, was going through the process, not having a background in this shit, kind of like this is a new career path, and being told and seeing like the growth that was being taken, right? Or being told, hey, they're in the process of automations. We're growing fast. And I was like, benefit of the doubt type shit.
Yeah.
Like I thought things were fucking being put in place that needed to be put in place.
Well, to our credit, we were in a realm that
none of us ever
probably
fucking
are
been in.
fucking in our current phase of life probably had no business being in.
Yeah.
There were other people in there who at least portrayed themselves as having done this forever, knowing all these people.
Right.
And then you get there, obviously there's all the freaking flash and bang going on. There's just no real action behind the scenes. Right? But all these people that we looked up to that gave it credibility, they got fucking duped as well. The only people that didn't get duped were the ones who didn't get in. They were like, it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
But there were people that were in this thing for 5 years or whatever.
Yeah. And that was the other fucking thing, like, for someone to actively, like, have a scheme going on, I always thought, like, with Ponzi schemes or something fucking going on, they never paid people their money back, or like,
well, it's always the last people in typically don't ever get their money back, right? So you ever heard of like the pyramid scheme?
Yeah.
You fill up the pyramid, and as long as people keep rolling into the pyramid, you keep paying it out. But the moment people stop going into the pyramid, the people that are already in there are like, well, how do I get paid? Well, you fucking don't. There's no more money coming in. But the people that were in from the beginning, there's so many people behind them, it just waterfalls over. How long could they have ran this? Who knows?
Damn, I just jumped back to the realization of how fucked I am. I mean,
Well,
you know me pretty well. I mean, that's all I had going for myself at the time, because I took someone that was like, I'm gonna mentor you, I'm gonna do all this shit and that, and my whole life, especially starting this entrepreneurial path, right? I always did shit my way. And doing that and experiencing a couple different businesses that I started, and kind of like, I was like, no, I can fucking do this. I can do that. I'll do it. Doing everything. I was always by myself. I learned very quick, dude, that is not feasible. You can't. It's in business. You cannot do everything yourself, right? So I had that mentality, like, I need to find a mentor. I need to find this, because that's also what a lot of people say, right?
Yeah.
And I find this dude. So I followed his fucking process. I said, I gotta trust the process. I gotta do all this, and I did. And ultimately, and I told him over the fucking phone the other day, I went the fuck off. I went the fuck off, dude. Because fuck you.
What do you say?
Fuck you, dude. Just the typical fucking, wanting to say I was duped too, and this, and that, and all the bullshit of.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest part. Is it's. Granted, we didn't have as much money in there as some other people did. Can always make more money back, but to me, it's the betrayal aspect of it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's where I'm kind of getting at is like.
Well, especially now because he's continuing to perpetrate that. He's doing it and living the business.
That too. And if you see this video and you know who you are, like really think about that. Because we were like going through some of the comments just a little while ago and some of his posts. Like really think about what you say you're still on this calling, that you say this is your calling, but you really need to think about the impacts and if you actually should be doing this shit.
Right.
Like you need to fucking just stop and take a break and really reflect. But
some of the biggest clients were his.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And you're still kind of fucking portraying yourself to be this person that you're not. That shit fucking blows my mind and it pisses me the fuck off. But I told him, because you know a little bit about like my backstory and last year fucking going through the divorce and I was struggling, and then I started making it, and like now I fucking went out. I was like, dude, I am in a worse position now than I was when you found me.
Yeah, it's almost like I wish I never would have met you.
Yeah, no, 100. Like, dude.
Yeah.
If I could go back, knowing what I know now, I would tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because I am seriously I'm in the worst position I've ever been in my life right now. You know what's fucked up? Is my ex-wife. She was right.
Yeah.
She was fucking right. She told me before shit really fucking popped off with her and I she's like, no, there's something off. There's something about it.
That's what everybody told me. But it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now.
No.
So.
Except for, fuck you. No.
Fuck them.
Fuck them. Like.
But just keep pushing, right? Just like in the field, it'll fucking stop raining soon enough. You'll get Libo fucking soon enough.
Yeah, and I was talking to that guy that I was telling you, ex-con.
Yeah.
He's got a hell of a story too. We'll probably do some like group talks or whatever and film it. He's more than willing to share. But dude, it's like the military shit and deployment. It's like prison, bro. Like.
Yeah, I was telling you.
Like the what he was explaining to me of the relief that he had when he was released, it was the same shit that I was thinking when I came home from deployment. Like the relief, the fucking like, I made it. Just that euphoria of.
Yeah, again, once you're out of it.
But what did we say earlier? We're like, when we really look back on the times overseas or in training, we're like, how was it that bad?
Yeah,
like
wasn't that bad?
It was some of the fucking worst times, right? We thought at the time, we're like, this is fucking awful. This is hard as shit. I'm in the suck. I fucking hate this bullshit. Like,
there were days in Afghanistan, our patrol base, where there was no other Marines there. It was me, a lieutenant, my corpsman. We had our little hooch that we lived in, and then it was all Afghanis, the Afghan army, that did security, and we were waiting on this platoon of Marines to come there and work with us. There was no fucking power at night, so we're sitting in our fucking hooch at night. We had to have a radio watch, so there's 3 of us, and we just had a watch going all night long. We're just sitting there next to the fucking radio with a fucking pistol on the table. It's like, if anybody fucking comes in here, we're just gonna fucking start shooting, you know, and hopefully we make it to the daylight, and then we can, you know, feel better because we can see what the fuck's going on. But we didn't want to put any chem lights in there because whoever's coming in, we didn't want to see where we're sitting at, right? So we're just sitting there. There's a fucking radio and there's a fucking table, and you just sit there in the fucking pitch black. Try staying awake in the middle of the night and it's fucking pitch black and you're just fucking sitting there.
It's fucking awful.
No one was calling us on the fucking radio. And there's just you just sit there with this fucking pistol like this. Well, for hours.
Because you either had the fucking dudes probably you probably had like security guys on fucking on shifts or whatever, fucking on whatever. I'm just thinking about like some of the times that I had where.
Well, that was the thing. At that patrol base at first, there was only 3 of us. 3 Marines, that was it.
Oh, shit.
There was no other Marines there.
Yeah,
We were at an Afghan Army base.
All right, yeah.
And as I said, we were waiting on the Marines to come in who were going to do security with the ANA. So it was just 3 of us for like a week.
Dude, and the fucking horror stories you hear from the ANA, like...
Well, these motherfuckers shot 2 Marines on post on my patrol base.
That's what I'm saying, like...
Yeah.
Dude, that was always a fucking asshole puckering moment.
Yeah. But looking back on it, there are days when I was like, I'd go back to that. You know? I'd go fucking back to that.
I was telling the other fucking Jeff earlier, and I was like, dude, what I would do to fucking be downrange again.
What I want to do it at 43? I don't fucking know. But if I could go back and be, 27 or whatever I was when I was there, but like it's
I don't know.
It's not that fucking bad.
No, but you wouldn't fucking go back. Like, let's just jump into fucking out of reality for a moment.
Okay.
Knowing what you know now in life, you wouldn't go back.
No, I'd go back. I don't know if I'd want to go back, but I guess it was just simple over there.
That's what, yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
You get the fuck up, go on fucking patrol, you get shot at, you fucking come back, you fucking eat your shitty ass fucking chow, maybe you get to use the sat phone, take a fucking nap, maybe stand some watch, depending on what you're doing, maybe go on another patrol, and then you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody gets their fucking arms and legs blown off. Luckily it wasn't me. But,
yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
I mean,
you don't have to worry about paying bills. I don't gotta cut the fucking grass. I don't gotta take the trash out. The worst part was the fucking poor fucking corpsman that had to fucking stir the shit bucket and breathe in all those fumes. Or for obviously the guys that get fucking shot and blown up. That definitely sucks. But
yeah.
Luckily nothing happened to me. So when I look back, I'm like, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah. And now that I didn't have to experience a whole lot of that shit just because I went in a little bit late. But I'm just thinking about some of the shit. Like fucking.
But I mean, it's for people who've never been there before. I'm trying to think how our patrol base didn't have that. But at battalion, we had like the fucking MWR fucking tent, right? So maybe you go back to the battalion for like 6 hours one day where you go hang out in the fucking MWR tent, there's air conditioning, you play the fucking Xbox for a little bit, you check the fucking internet.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that fucking bad.
No. There was times where I probably could have called back home. And I didn't.
Yeah.
Because that shit made it, for me, it made it worse. It was just easier if I just did what I did, the routine, right? Or like you said, wake up, fuck, we already know what our mission is. We got our fucking...
Well, it's good. It's just an escape from all the bullshit that happens in everyday life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where you're at, but if you're fucking single, you don't have anything to fucking worry about. Hopefully you don't have any fucking bills other than your car payment or, whatever that you're paying that's while you're gone, but all you have to do is get up and do whatever's on the fucking mission sheet for that fucking day.
Yeah.
And not get killed. But I feel like most people, they're over the not getting killed part.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that I think a lot of people can relate to that. It was like there was times where you just accept that it's not a matter of like if it was gonna happen, it was just when.
Yeah.
Like so, you just accept. You become numb.
It's like riding a motorcycle, right? It's not if you're going to go down; it's just when. It's going to happen eventually. Like
I mean, both times that I went down range, I, had my wife, had the kids. The first time when I went to Iraq, my firstborn was born. It was like 2 months later, 3 months later, I fucking went down range.
Like, let's be honest. It's still a fucking relief.
Yeah.
My son was born when I was in Iraq, and my first one, I don't know fucking jack shit about fucking raising kids. I could barely raise my fucking self. So, thankfully for my wife, if you're watching, I'm glad you took care of all that, because one, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I don't want to do it.
And I really do applaud you and your wife, because you guys are still together. And that, anytime I see that or I hear about that, I hold that near and dear to me, obviously, because I'm divorced now, and that was a devastating moment. But dude, deployments ruin marriages. They really do.
Yeah, well,
because
I definitely consider myself lucky because I did 9 deployments. We were together for 8 of them.
God damn. Yeah.
I always tell all the young Marines, I said, my wife's got fucking more deployments than fucking you do. Not that she ever went on them, obviously, but every time I'd come back, I'd always give her a fucking Sea Service deployment medal. I'd be like, we made it through another one. Here's your ribbon with a star on it. Here's 2 stars on it.
Do you think that, because you've been, how many years have you been out already?
I retired in 21, so 3 years.
Do you think that it was easier when you were in, as far as marriage goes, or because it's that whole it's even if you go back in the day, history shit, guys going out fucking fighting wars and shit, it's that separation thing.
I think being in it was easier for me. I've never considered myself a family guy. I try my best to be a good husband, a good dad, and a family guy now. But like I said earlier, that was my escape from it.
Yeah. No, even going to the field, that was the best sleep I got.
Well, I tell my civilian buddies, they're like, oh, what's it like? I'm like, you're spending 7 months with all your best buddies.
Yeah.
And a lot of the responsibilities of life get put on your wife that's back home.
Yeah.
So all I had to do was make sure there's fucking money in the bank account so she could take care of the kids and pay the bills and whatever. Mm-hmm. And then whatever's fucking left, I would just go to the fucking bar and drink away or, party up. But we made sure all the bills were fucking paid, and that was it. So we're not out, doing stupid shit, but you get to spend every fucking day with all your buddies. It's not that bad. Even when you're soaking wet, if me and you were in the same unit, well, I'm just sitting there soaking wet with my buddy, and we're talking like we are now about whatever fucking bullshit was going on. The last time we were on fucking Libo, or we're talking about fucking private dumb shit that did something fucking stupid and got in trouble, or we're talking about what we're gonna do the next time we get fucking Libo, or we're telling family stories about the fucking kids. So I feel like some people get more homesick than others, but for me, I never did. I just felt like my family was right around the corner. I just can't go around that corner.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know. So Afghanistan was a more pivotal moment for me because that was the first time that I experienced true betrayal.
Yeah.
And because I was gonna stay in. I was just gonna be alive for it. I was training. I was getting ready to go to fucking selection before Afghanistan.
Yeah.
I fought tooth and nail for that shit too because I had to get waivers. I had to fucking do all that. I didn't have the best test scores. I had but they seen something I was gonna do it. was assigned to the special operations, like recruiting shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, my ex, I felt like she was more supportive of that than anything else I've ever done.
Yeah.
Which was really weird to me. But anyways, I didn't have to go on that deployment. But the SF recruiters were like, no, bro, like, you're infantry, you have a higher chance of getting selected with more experience.
Yeah.
Because everybody in the infantry wants to fucking do cool ass shit. So I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm going on this deployment. And shit just, I mean, that whole fucking 9-month rotate, like, was just complete and utter shit. And coming back from that, like, my whole mindset shifted because during that whole deployment where I was like, I don't want anything to do with this life. I don't want to fucking do this shit. And that's really where I jump started my entrepreneurship, because at that first moment in my life, at that period of time, where I was like, did not know what the fuck I was gonna do. Like, cause I've always, okay, I figured out what I want to do and I went after it and I always got it, but I was never fulfilled. So I was like, okay, I'm going to the fucking military. That was like my fallback or whatever. I always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I want to fucking do all this other shit. Didn't happen. So and it was a struggle for me to even get into the military because of other shit, right? But anyways, so that was the first time where I was like, I did not know what the fuck I was going to do. I was like, I'm just going to be a cop. And then
Just getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is while I was in Afghanistan. While shit's fucking, my mind was all fucked up because I was definitely not wanting to fucking do this shit. I was not wanting to be there. I didn't trust my command, like all that bullshit. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking get out, finish this out, not fucking die, and go home, be a cop. A couple months go by, and some more bullshit happens, and I was like, fuck this. I don't want nothing to do with this life anymore.
Yeah. Get the fuck
I didn't want
outta
to
here.
fucking be a cop anymore. I didn't want to do any of that shit. And I was like, so fucking lost of like, what am I going to do? Like, what the fuck am I going to do?
So what do you think is harder though? Now or when you're in?
Definitely now.
Yeah. I was
Just because of what is currently going on right now. But it goes back to what we were saying is like, the shit's gonna pass. It's gonna pass.
Yeah, well, I think on the civilian side, though, what makes it hard is in the military, there's rules, there's instructions, there's regulations for everything. You don't know how to do it, you get on the fucking computer, you get the regulation. You know what I mean? You find out what it is. You know what it takes to get promoted? You pull up the fucking roadmap. Okay, you gotta go to this course, you gotta have this, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Okay. Now I know what I need to do to get promoted. When you get out, on the civilian side, there's no fucking rules.
Yeah.
There's no fucking game plan.
Right.
You just figure it the fuck out and hope you're figuring it out the right way.
And my ex-wife said that, like, when we were like doing counseling, and I get it, I understand, especially now, but it was the military stability.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're gonna be, I mean.
Well, that was my whole plan to retire.
Right.
Was like, all right, I'm gonna go in at 18. I'll do 20 years exactly. Never did I want to do over a day over 20. I did 21 years, but I'll be 38. I'll retire, and then I don't have to figure shit out.
Right.
The goal was to structure my life in the military so when I retire, I don't have to figure shit out. I just live off my fucking retirement, my disability. Hopefully then I have a fucking house. The problem was I made this plan when I was fucking 18.
Right.
By the time I fucking retired, I had a wife and fucking 2 kids. So I was like, okay, I can't fucking live off my retirement because I didn't fucking structure my life right while I was in.
See, that's
and now I'm like
thing.
back trying to figure the fucking rules out. And so sometimes you feel like you know what you're doing or whatever.
Well, we're fucking knuckleheads too.
Well, in this case, you know,
Come
like
on.
with Drive, maybe we didn't pay attention to the fucking rules,
Yeah.
and now we got disqualified, or whatever. So
I think that's an understatement.
well, they're getting disqualified, I guess. But so now it's like, okay, well, now we're fucking starting a new race. Do we want to start a new race and try to figure out someone else's rules, or maybe we fucking run our own race where we can control the rules?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And that's.
The good part about no rules is as much as you fucking suck or as much as you fucking lose the race, you can always get back in a new one.
Yeah.
In the military, you only have 30 years essentially to run the fucking race.
Yeah.
Because after 30 years, they're going to kick you the fuck out. You got to retire, get the fuck out. So, as much as it sucks and we can say that we fucking lost this race or we got fucking cheated or fucking whatever, okay, that race is fucking over.
Yeah.
Let's fucking figure out a new race where ideally, if we pick right, we can win the race.
Yeah.
Why should we go pick a race where we know we're going to fucking lose? That's dumb.
Yeah.
It's like that Australian lady in the Olympics who fucking went to go breakdance. Never should have fucking tried that out.
Dude,
Did you see that?
everything's a fucking Olympic sport now. Everything.
Well, stupid stuff. That's an Olympic sport now, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Everything is a fucking Olympic sport now.
Did you see the Australian lady that was a breakdancer?
No, I don't watch that shit.
Total garbage.
I don't fucking watch that shit.
Total garbage.
I get every time that shit comes, even with the fucking elections, Olympics, whatever the fuck, that's all you fucking see, and I get sick of it.
Yeah, I only watch it on TikTok.
Fucking TikTok, man.
I had to pay $17 or something to get Peacock, so my wife could watch one boxing match of the Thai chick fight the fucking Algerian fucking man woman. And they do one 3-minute
And how
round or
was
some
that?
bullshit.
For what?
She lost.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't we just wait 10 minutes and fucking YouTube it?
Dude,
You know what I mean?
fuck, that kind of brings, because I've been doing so much fucking reflecting, I feel like things happen for a reason, right?
Absolutely.
So everything that's going on right now, it most definitely was it's a fucking slap in the face. For 100%, it fucking sucks. Can't fucking, I'm not sleeping, not eating, whatever, but it's made me really, truly realize what's important to me.
Here's what I've always found, and I tell people this all the time. In my opinion, I don't know if this is religious based or whatever fucked up belief system I have based, but I do think everything happens for a reason. The reason is always to get you somewhere differently than where you're at now, if that makes any sense.
Of course.
But I think where people go wrong is in the moment they try to figure out what the reason is. Why is this happening? Why is all this happening? Who gives a fuck why it's happening? Just know it's happening. And the goal is to get you somewhere better than where you're at currently. So instead of saying, oh, well, fucking woe is me. Okay, something's fucking bad is happening. I'm going through this test. I'm either going to fucking pass it and I'm going to fucking be better off, or I'm going to fucking fail the test. I'm going to be fucking worse off. The choice is ours.
Mm.
So fuck why it's happening. Who cares?
Yeah.
The goal is to come out better on the other end. And what I found is if you continue to say, okay, something shitty's happening, the goal is to be better when I get out of this. By the time you get to the end, that's when you'll know, okay, that's why all that happened. But if you sit around and say, why is this happening? Why is this happening? You're never going to fucking know, and you're going to tell yourself some bullshit.
Yeah.
That bitch voice is like, oh, this is happening because of this, or this is that. Who gives a fuck? It doesn't. Why it's happening doesn't change that it's happening.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's like a really bad storm.
Right.
So it's like an analogy of a nasty ass storm, and most people want to run from it, while it's still fucking chasing you.
Yeah.
Instead, and this is kind of how I think I heard, I don't know who or heard, I don't remember where I heard it or how I heard it or who I heard it from, but it was like during all my major transitions in life that I'm like, well, this is fucking happening. I'm not running from it. I'm gonna go fucking head deep and just fucking keep pushing until it passes.
Yeah.
So
it's like in the military, right? I was in 3-8 in Lejeune. Every time we would go to the fucking field, it would like fucking pour down rain, right? It was like, why the fuck is this happening? Why is this fucking happening? In the wintertime, we're out on a fucking range, there's icicles like coming off my fucking helmet. I got fucking ice on my fucking face. It was so fucking miserable. And I was like, why the fuck does this shit always happen every time we go to the field? Well, when we went to Romania for deployment, we were there for like half the summer and then half the winter. And you said you're in Romania, right?
Yeah.
You at MK?
Transition though.
Yeah. So that base MK is where we were at. So in the summertime, it was great. There's big old fucking sunflower fields and shit. Well, they deforest and everything. So in the wintertime, there's just these barren fucking fields and you get this fucking ice cold breeze coming across the fucking Black Sea. Well, it was like miserable. And I'm sure at the time we didn't like it, but we would always joke, this sucks. It was like, well, it kind of suits us because every time we went to the field in Lejeune, it would fucking piss rain on us.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well maybe while we were in Lejeune, and I was like, why does it always fucking rain? Well, maybe it was to prepare us for this fucking miserable winter in Romania.
Yeah.
Because as much as it sucked, we'd always be like, well, it's kind of like being in Lejeune getting fucking rained on every fucking time. So that little bit made this other situation less shitty than it potentially could have been.
Yeah, because because of what you went through and then what you were currently going through, you knew something that you didn't know then.
Well, like right now, right? We went through all this bullshit, and I totally understand that there's some hardships, right? Because it's a drastic change,
and
but
more to come. Yeah.
But it's only as bad as we allow it to be or tell ourselves that it is, right? If you lean into it, right? Okay, well, now the next time the hurdles, say there's 10 hurdles that go up, well, I've already fucking jumped through 5 of these. So maybe there's not 10 hurdles. Maybe there's only 5 that I haven't experienced yet, but because I've already dealt with this other bullshit, well, now I know how to navigate this part.
Yeah.
So it's not really as bad the fucking second time.
Yeah.
Just gotta fucking lean into it, right?
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it and fuck them.
Welcome to the suck, bitch. Right?
No, 100%. Like,
you fucking do. There's a lot of people that are a lot fucking worse than us.
Yeah, dude. No, seriously. And that's really what I've been kind of like hanging on. Because dude, the worst hasn't even come. I know this. I know. The worst hasn't come yet. Just speaking on my own position and where I know I'm at in this whole ordeal, the worst hasn't come. However, I still know
maybe this is the worst.
Maybe, but I'm all.
But again, when you look at it, right, the worst hasn't came yet. You could say that, or you can say, to get to C, right, I'm at A. Well, there's a bunch of shit that's B that's in the middle, right? Well, maybe it's not the worst thing. Maybe this is the best thing that's going to happen because it's getting me to where I want to be.
Right.
The worst thing is what sets you backwards.
Yeah.
There's just roadblocks. Well, maybe that's the fucking best thing because there's the fucking rainbow on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole, what I said the other day of, well, I'm fucking starting over again. Here I am.
Yeah.
Start the fuck over again. But you know what? I'm not looking at it as, I'm not actually starting over. Technically, yes, but I have the experience of what has happened and going through to fucking move forward and to keep driving. Like,
I heard some guy the other day say you can't get rainbows without rain. So if you fucking like rainbows, you're gonna have to get fucking rained on.
I don't particularly like rainbows.
Well, I don't necessarily either.
I mean, sometimes they're kind of cool, Like, I see some pretty badass rainbows.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. But
I met a few cool rainbows.
yeah, me too.
So, how long have we been going for?
Oh, pretty long.
An hour?
Yeah. Watch this. Watch this shit not even be recording anymore.
I ain't funny as shit.